When a felon sped through a neighborhood to evade police, this man took the law into his own hands. After police abandoned their pursuit, Michael Coppedge must have thought he'd gotten away with his crime. However, when Floyd Briggs noticed the felon's motorcycle speeding along the road, he decided to step in, literally. The city of Chickasha in Oklahoma has a population of just over 16,000 people. So, being a relatively small place, people there tend to look out for one another. And that is probably a good thing, since the crime rate in Chickasha is a lot higher than the American average. Chickasha isn't, according to the website Scout, a very secure place to live. The city's crime rate is higher than 86% of all the towns and cities in Oklahoma. As a result, you have a 1 in 27 chance of falling victim to property or violent crime there. The level of violent crime in Chickasha is one of the highest in the United States. Offenses that have occurred in the city include armed robbery, rape, aggravated assault, non-negligent manslaughter, and murder. The chances of falling victim to crimes like these are 1 in 149. Chickasha is also above the national average in terms of property crime. This type of crime includes burglary, larceny, arson, and vehicle theft. And you have a 1 in 33 chance of falling prey to one of these offenses in this town. In 2012, Grady County, the county in which Chickasha sits, recorded the 22nd highest crime rate out of Oklahoma's 77 counties. The most commonly reported crime there was larceny. This offense is defined by the Merriam-Webster dictionary as the unlawful taking of personal property. Commenting on the county's elevated crime rate, Chickasha Police Major Elip Moore spoke to the Express-Star newspaper in 2014. He said, "We report everything we're supposed to, but other agencies may not. It's not a number you want, but it doesn't come as a surprise. We've been in the upper part for over 20 years. We're aware of those numbers, and we do everything we can to make ours a safe community." And it turns out that it's not just Chickasha police officers doing their bit to fight crime in the city. In 2015, local resident Floyd Briggs risked his life in order to prevent a felon from escaping the clutches of some local cops. It had all begun when Chickasha police spotted Michael Coppedge riding his motorcycle at 63 miles per hour. The road that Coppedge was driving down at the time had a speed limit of 30 miles per hour. As a result, it was clear to the cops that he was breaking the law. Given that the biker was committing an offense, officers began chasing the speeding suspect. However, Coppedge failed to pull over. In a later report, Officer Michael Harper had revealed, "The motorcycle led me on a chase through alleys and other city streets." Harperhead's account continued, "The motorcycle passed multiple vehicles and there were multiple parties outside as the motorcycle refused to stop. The motorcycle continued to elude me and other officers. The motorcycle endangered multiple parties." Eventually, officers lost sight of Coppedge. As a result, Sergeant John Young called off the chase. However, shortly after cops gave up on catching the speeding driver, Briggs came to the rescue. Having spotted the biker driving erratically through his neighborhood, he stepped out into the road to prevent Coppedge from passing. Explaining what went through his mind when stopping Coppedge's escape, Briggs told KFOR News in 2015, "I said I gotta stop this guy before he hurts a little kid." Referring to his physique, the Chickasha resident added, "I ain't no football player either." Coppedge swerved in order to avoid hitting Briggs, but the maneuver caused him to fall off of his motorcycle. Recalling the moment the biker landed on the road, Briggs said, "He laid that bike over about here and slid all the way to that pickup." However, Coppedge wasn't giving up just yet. "He got up, ran around that fence right there, and I just went after him," Briggs explained. "I was running out of steam very quick. I'm not very aerodynamic." However, while the hero citizen was tiring, he still managed to run Coppedge into the path of the cops. The officers proceeded to arrest Coppedge. He underwent treatment for wounds caused by the crash at the local hospital before being transported to the county jail. Once there, he was charged with reckless driving, as well as driving without a license. And it was all thanks to Briggs. Coppedge was also accused of fleeing from the police, leaving the scene of a crime and driving without any insurance. He was later released on bail, according to Grady County Sheriff's Department prison records. Coppedge claimed that he had fled from police simply because he didn't have insurance or a license. However, that excuse didn't sit well with Briggs. "That's not a serious thing right there," he said. "You get a ticket, slap on the hand, pay your fine, and go fix your problem." But while Briggs had little sympathy for Coppedge, he did want to apologize to his neighbors for getting caught up in the moment. "I did use some language that just isn't how I talk," he said. "Some of the words I used, I was pretty worked up. I'm sorry for that. However, despite his bad language, Briggs had no regrets about stepping out in front of Coppedge's bike. I've got children. Most people around here have children. This is a good neighborhood, he told Oklahoma's Coco News in 2015. You got to look out for one another. If people ain't looking out for one another, we don't got a lot going on here. Thank you for watching this fantastic story. Please tap one of the 2 videos on your screen for another amazing Wonder Stories.